Guys, if you're parents, or even if you're not parents, you should be worried about the content that Gen Alpha is consuming online right now, usually unsupervised by their caregivers, because whether or not you're a parent, you are going to have to share a world with these people eventually, and the nightmare fuel AI generated slop that they are being exposed to at a mass scale is going to break their brains permanently. This is something that I already knew was going on, but I hadn't seen it myself because this isn't my algorithm. There are basically tunnels of YouTube shorts that send children into the most nightmarish content you can think of. It's depicting gore content, children being abused and beaten, animal abuse, sexual violence, just anything you could possibly imagine. It's there, but it's using AI-generated anthropomorphic characters to introduce children to these disturbing storylines, and because they're obviously so young, they're so curious about it, and it's thrilling. And they don't know that what they're encountering isn't appropriate for them, and their parents certainly are neglecting to pay attention to what their kids are being exposed to. So this guy on Instagram, he has started an experiment, basically. He's taking blank iPads, multiple blank unused iPads, and he is opening YouTube with a normal account. So to be clear, the YouTube Kids app is a separate platform entirely, and it doesn't have a Shorts feature on YouTube Kids. But most of the time, the YouTube that kids are actually watching is just YouTube. And they are using the Shorts feature on it. So his experiment is basically going through the mainstream kids entertainment on YouTube, which includes Coco Melon, Miss Rachel, the Paw Patrol videos. Like it or not, like, these aren't the most edifying videos to show a child, but they're mainstream and generally considered acceptable and not inappropriate for kids. And then he waits to see how long it takes for this disturbing content to get exposed to his algorithm, and it kind of is happening without fail every time that he restarts this experiment. And he's thinking YouTube is going to need to come up with an answer for this. So here was day one of his experiment.
I don't want to hear anything from women about men not having unrealistic body standards after the abs on that cat. This jacked
bodybuilding cat.
Here we go.
Has not gone well. I wiped this iPad, created a clean YouTube account, then trained it for an hour of only auto-played Cocomelon videos before watching every YouTube short it suggested, all the way through in order. This was the first short, and it only went downhill from here. This is the second one, and we're getting cats.
Sorry, that was the first one shown. An AI-generated infant getting devoured by fire ants?
Yeah.
Okay.
On beds, so the mom cat beats the kid cat, making it bloody, then abandoning it. Then we get a cat bombing a pond of geese to make a coat, then a very weird AI ad for Polybuzz trying to get kids to sign up for AI chatbots, and finally, the first real video we get is a kid wailing. Yes. Those were the first 5 videos I saw after an hour of Cocomelon. At this point, YouTube has decided this will mostly be a cat account. This one fat shames the mom cat, so the dad cat helps the mom fit into the unreasonably sized dress. Quick non-cat detours included Cuphead, saved from a fire, followed by a baby almost drowning but getting saved by Puppy, and
see that? I see plenty of that. I see the baby getting saved by the kitty.
Jesus, naturally. Then a baby's mother dies and his dad finds a new woman, so the baby digs up the dead mom to cry over her dead body. Then we're back to our cat's feed, this time with demon babies being birthed and diarrhea followed by abusive cat dads. I've been scrolling shorts for 30 minutes, then had to put it away. I'm not looking forward to day 2, but I'm going to keep going because this is real. I know the YouTube Kids app is the safer one, but kids aren't always watching that. They're going on Safari and looking up YouTube videos. So let's stop worrying about the boomers for a second and realize that the kids are at the highest risk. Day 1.
Cat.
Another comment asked who is prompting the creation of these AI videos. That's what I'm curious about.
Yep.
So he did a day 2 of the experiment just to see if, like, maybe he was jumping to conclusions. and it did the same exact thing after autoplaying Cocomelon videos.
YouTube started awfully. The very first video was a mom cat poisoning a dad cat who vomits while being bitten by a hit cat as the baby cat watches. I'll just play the second video. It's nightmare fuel, and it's the kind of video that I was warned about and inspired me to do this series. It has 42 million views and manages to pack in multiple awful and abusive storylines all into one short. I need to remind you that this YouTube account mostly watches Cocomelon videos, and 2 videos later it will serve me a Paw Patrol Academy ad. The algorithm still thinks this is a kid's account. The third video was an abusive AI dad who is revenge poisoned by cat piss-infused Coca-Cola, and the next videos were
Wait, why Coke? That's the real question. Who did Coke piss off to get used for poison?
So weird AI ones. I know that awful kids content isn't new, but AI videos have an incredible scale. It's overwhelming. They're incredibly weird and completely lack transparency. Then the algorithm took a sudden turn, focusing on more traditional brain rot children's content like pet videos and weird animations. AI capybaras saving people from scary floods was the new pattern.
I mean, I kind of love that. I'm kind of down with being saved by a capybara.
I kind of love the capybara heroes. But
yes.
All got stale, and I saw less AI actually, but this seems to just correlate with it showing me more experimental videos with fewer views. So I want to introduce some more variables tomorrow. I'll start by watching some Mario videos, but would love your suggestions.
Okay, so in the next one, he encounters video that he calls Italian brain rot, and there is a character in these Italian brain rot videos called Ballerina Cappuccina. It's just a cup. Yes, she's a teacup, and they're similarly disturbing videos. Let's take a look.
Ballerina Cappuccina took me from Bluey to an AI video that depicts the worst thing I can imagine on a kid's feed, and somehow I'm still shocked despite this being day 10 of these tests. Like always, I wiped this iPad. It's my 3rd time doing it, and I created a YouTube account and trained it on kids videos. So I use the regular YouTube app, not the YouTube Kids app, because regular YouTube is 15 times more popular for kids. And when I would go back and forth between short and long form videos, the shorts were fine. I was getting mainstream arts and crafts videos with no harmful AI videos. Then I searched for Ballerina Cappuccina, and that was all it took. If you don't know about Italian brain rot, it's very popular for kids. And after just watching 3 of those shorts, I went back to the homepage, and the first video was fine, but then the second video was a cat video. Instant. I literally cannot tell you or show you what's in this video. I'll show little snippets that are not the graphic part, but there is a scene depicting the worst type of act towards a woman. Yeah, it's really bad, and it's wrapped in this sort of AI cat package. And from here on out, the next 20 shorts were noticeably worse than before I had searched for anything brain rot related. I try to focus on algorithms and AI videos. I stay away from parenting advice because I don't have kids, but I could not help but think about those Italian brain rot toys and how cultivating a kid's interest in this is a Trojan horse for other, more harmful AI videos because the YouTube algorithm doesn't know the difference. I need to show you how.
Okay, so one of the top comments here says, my little sister has a Ballerina Cappuccina plush. I told her I didn't like it and she had a meltdown because she's obsessed with AI content. I wish there was a way I could block AI videos from her YouTube entirely. First of all, you can actually force the child to use the kids version of the app, which wouldn't have shorts. You could also try taking care of a kid and giving them toys to play with or activities instead of forcing them to spend hours in front of a screen because they don't know any better.
And most likely what happened is they gave them like regular YouTube at first, not realizing that there was how much of a difference there was, and now the kid will never want to go back to using regular.
Right, exactly. Like once in a way it's like they're searching for the same fear-based response, the adrenaline response of seeing these videos. It's addicting and in a very unique way. And I don't like that he's making excuses for Cocomelon specifically, because Cocomelon is engineered just the same way to be as addictive as possible for children.
I mean,
we talked about it, actually, that they do experimental research on child viewers at the parent company, which is called Moonbug Entertainment. They have audience research where they bring in children to their headquarters and they show them a handful of Cocomelon episodes to figure out exactly which parts of their shows are engaging and which are tuned out. For anyone older than 2 years old, the team deploys the tool called Distractatron, which is a small TV screen placed a few feet from the larger one that plays a continuous loop of banal real-world scenes. A guy pouring a cup of coffee, someone getting a haircut, etc., each lasting about 20 seconds. Whenever a youngster looks away from the Moonbug show to glimpse at the Distractatron, they jot down a note. There needs to be something tweaked in this episode so that it keeps them engaged without pause. So constant jump cuts, brighter colors, more noises, you know? They are engineering Cocomelon, which is mainstream for kids, just the same way as these AI videos are keeping them hooked. So I don't like that he is saying, oh, no, Cocomelon's just fine. You can sit your kid in front of Cocomelon for 12 hours and nothing bad is going to happen. No. The kids just need to stop staring at iPads. Like, the solution is so obvious. It's right in front of your face. It's closer to your face than the iPad. Yeah. So this next video is one where he's kind of asking what YouTube is going to do about this, and he's talking to the parents in his audience. So here's what he said.
Told you I got these awful AI Kids videos after resetting this iPad with a kids account, going to YouTube on Safari, watching almost 4 hours of long-form children's videos, then watching every YouTube short it suggested all the way through. You might not believe this is where it goes. But it's the second time I tested this in 3 days with the same result. Yeah, I have a bunch of iPads. This is not good. I tried resetting the algorithm by watching more wholesome content, but it leads to the same dark place. Look at this suggested list. This is nuts. Bluey and Miss Rachel next to ants digging their way out of an AI cat's belly, and these freaky shorts. The algorithm is broken. Completely broken, and it makes this inevitable because this scary AI stuff upsets kids, but they're so curious and they keep watching. YouTube might say that the YouTube Kids app fixed this because it doesn't have shorts, but they cannot deflect this problem to parents and assume that they have the media literacy or control to force their kids onto the designated app. Kids just go to Safari and type YouTube because it's the most popular kids site, and its algorithm has been broken by scary and addicting AI videos targeting kids.
Well, there's nothing the parents can do about it.
Yeah.
They don't have media literacy. They don't know about AI.
Yeah.
They don't know that their kid can search something on a Safari app instead of using an app.
Yeah. The ant video.
If you're that dumb, you legitimately shouldn't be a parent.
Body horror is going to rewire your kid's brain at that age.
Yeah, and side note, I'm disturbed that whatever AI video generating platforms these people behind these channels are using are able to be prompted to make videos of babies dying or getting abused.
Yeah.
How is that not regulated? I thought that all of these platforms people were using to generate AI video were regulated at least to stop you from prompting violent scenes like that.
I don't know, probably.
Especially against children.
I'm guessing it would be more towards the stuff that would be aimed towards pedos rather than,
Yeah, who is this for? It's for children, obviously, but I mean, certainly there are adults also watching this content as well on YouTube. But here's the thing, like, he's taking the blame off the shoulders of the parents. Simply don't give the kid an iPad. Do not leave babies alone with iPads. Do not give them unfettered internet access. Yep. It's really not that complicated. It might be difficult, especially if you've become accustomed to having your kid supervised by an iPad for years. It will be difficult to change that, but it doesn't have to be like this. Like, it's a very simple solution that no one is willing to say because everyone gets their feelings hurt, especially millennial parents, I've noticed, get their feelings hurt about this topic.
Well, this will be better advice for the ones who haven't become parents yet, that can hopefully start from scratch and not have to go through the uphill battle of battling back against already having kids raised on this type of stuff, and then having to have that traumatic experience for the kids of it being taken away from them, much like a crackhead when they take away the crack. Or the
kids also imitate everything they see. So if they're watching videos of, abuse or sexual violence, what do you think they're going to do in real life? They're going to imitate what they see. Anyway, I also saw another creator point out that well-known published children's books are not only being used as a prompt for AI, but they're just being straight up stolen by AI generated YouTube content. This guy found one example.
New fear unlocked. Just unlocked a new fear about AI as I was sitting here with my kid because my wife left me for the day. She left me for the day. She'll be home tomorrow. She needed time to go hang out with friends. And I said, go, I have the baby. But when you have the baby, that means the baby has you. And he grips your brain and he tires you out. And you do eventually what all parents do, which is you turn to a screen and you say, enjoy 5 minutes with the screen. In this case, my television, right? Babies can watch YouTube on television. That's fine. I put on the YouTube Kids.
It's not fine.
I figured this will be great. You know what happened when I opened up the YouTube Kids? I go and I open it up and I see a thing that I recognize from before. I see this thumbnail, which is an exact copy of this book, which I read to my kid all the time. Every parent of a toddler has these first 100 words books. I see this, first 100 words, first 100 animals. I say, let's go. It's just gonna be somebody reading this book, right? Wrong, the whole thing is AI. It's all AI. They've stolen literally the art from the fucking book. Word for word, bar for bar, but the AI baby voice is mispronouncing shit while they're showing fake AI moving images to my kid who now believes they're real. And I wouldn't blame any parent for falling for this because it is almost exactly the same thing, but they used AI so that way they can't get caught on the fact that they've stolen these images directly. And you can tell because look how that isn't a word. There's actual words in the real original image. But those aren't real words. And then as you start to watch this thing and you get a little bit deeper into it, it shows you AI images of moving things. Like what? Mobile. That's not how you pronounce that. That's not real. The mobile dances above. That's not.
See, it's worse. Back in the day, if your kid ended up stupid because you were stupid, that was one thing. Now the kid could end up stupid because you just weren't smart enough to, catch out the charlatans.
Right.
If you're a parent now, you are stuck because you need to make sure that you understand and know where the information that is being put into your toddler's head is coming from. Because right now, you need to go to trusted sources. Like, I trust Miss Rachel. I trust Sesame Street. But hey, here's a fun thing I noticed about that exact channel that I was just showing you. That same channel's ripping off Miss Rachel. This is her exact book. I read this to my kid all the time. They ripped off her book too. And she's a trained childhood educator. And they're teaching kids how to speak wrong, which is her exact mission. I want you to think of all the possible ways to pronounce this word.
Uh-oh, they're gonna get me on this one.
Milk.
Think of all the possible ways that Miss Rachel would pronounce this word right here. You ready for it? I don't think you are. Meek. Millions of views of faceless AI channels making our kids stupider every single moment of the day and making money off of them. But meanwhile, I'll need to upload my ID if I want to hear Haley Williams songs because she curses during them. Yeah, that makes sense. Maybe I'm just crying over spilt meek. Hey, so
okay, so he's a content creator. He wrapped it all up into a bow at the end with that.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.